Welcome back to Soccer Made Simple. Today we are going to talk about this particular person who will be, but mainly joining Manchester United in the summer. His name is Bruno Guimares from Newcastle United. So we are going to give you the analysis of whether he fits Carrick's style of play or whether we should prefer Sandro Tonali. Of course, we already gave you a video about Tonali. In this video, it's all about Bruno Guimaraes and his role in the Manchester United midfield, defensively and attacking wise. So Seth is going to give you his tactical analysis on the defensive and attacking capabilities of Bruno Fernandes in the midfield. So Seth, go ahead.
Yeah, so if we will be signing in Bruno Guimares instead of Sandro Tonali, then in my opinion, I think it's going to be a bad idea. But offensively, we will be better. We will improve offensively because we will have two very creative midfielders. So when we are attacking, we will be very very dangerous. But now the problem comes in when we are defending. So we're going to start with our defending shape when we are off the ball in our own half. So what happens with Michael Carrick when we're in our own half, because we know we press with a 4-4-2 and at times it morphs depending, because it's also a zonal marking system, so it depends with where the ball is. So but when it comes to our own half, where now we have to drop back and try to be as tight as we can and prevent the opponent playing through us and getting a shot to the goalkeeper. So it right now it's very easy, because if Kobe Maino starts with Casemiro is the one who comes in to help the defenders, because when one defender is dragged out, so assuming Diego Dalot is on a one-on-one situation, and Delete has to come in when somebody goes past Diego Dalot, so Delete jumps in and Casemiro occupies that space, and he is also very capable of defending those aerial balls. So if the opponent prefer to go long, we've got a defender who's very very well capable aerially to defend. So now that is where the problem comes in, because both Bruno Guimares and Kobe Maino are not very good aerially, and to put them in these roles in the Premier League is going to be very hard, and it will be costing us. It might be costing us, because when you play against teams that prefer those long balls, it will be very hard to defend against them, because this is what it looks like. Let me just put the entire defensive shape for you guys to see what it looks like when you're defending. Yeah, so we defend with a 5-4-1 formation in our own half, but when we are pressing, we press with a 4-4-2 pattern, at times changing into a 4-2-4. So this is what it looks like when you're defending. So the lot, or maybe Ahmad also aids in those situations where the centre back doesn't have to drop in, but then there will be an overload, because if the fullback also join, there will be an overload. And remember, Sesko's main work is to try and prevent these guys from getting this sort of passes, or maybe coming back to the center. So if Ahmad drops in to help on those on-the-run situations, well and good. But what if they try to go long? We still have a disadvantage, because none of them is very good aerial. So it will be very very hard to defend those aerial balls. So that will be a very very major disadvantage. So because even if Ugarte joins, Ugarte is also short. Even though he's aggressive and he's very good at intercepting those passes, but he's still short. So Casemiro is currently giving us that aerial ability to try and defend when our defense is stretched. So going into the attacking formation, so definitely there will be an advantage when you're attacking, because you cannot imagine having that creativity of both Bruno Guimares and Bruno Fernandes, and then Sesko is trying to make those runs. Well, Ahmad is on those one situations, then a lot comes in to aid him, and then Kobe Maino is because that is what he's currently doing, acting as our number 6 of the on the ball to try and control the game when we are the ones attacking, and maybe try to, because he's very good at explaining passes first time and then escaping the press. So he is the one currently acting as our number 6 when you're on the ball. So Cunha attacks these particular areas. I think by now you will know Cunha's role. He's an inside forward, not a wing entirely, but at times he makes those runs to try and bring those dangerous crosses. But if we're attacking, Shaw comes in to try and help him make those runs. So Cunha, he's able to try and score from that angle. He's very good at that. He can finesse. Same to Bruno. So when we see the two of them rotating in these particular areas, of which it happens most of the time, that is what they try to do, because they are the only one with that amount of confidence and that accuracy to try and get a goal from long range shots. So when you add in another long ranger like Bruno Guimares, now I don't know what will be happening, because I can imagine a team trying to defend three long rangers, now you have to try and jump in as fast as you can to prevent them from getting a shot, or maybe trying to get a goal from those long range areas. So I think it might be a disadvantage, because if you jump in and then you leave those spaces for Sesko and Luke Shaw and Ahmad to attack, and then also Diogo Dalot coming in the box, it will be very, very dangerous having three attacking oriented players are facing the defensive post. So it will be an attacking advantage if Bruno Guimares comes in, but defensively we still might bring in somebody. I don't know who, but if we are going to bring in Bruno Guimares or Sandro Tonali, of which I don't think if Newcastle will give us both the two, give us Sandro Tonali and Bruno Guimares. So maybe we bring in a more defensive-oriented player at the middle of the park and very, very aggressive. And that is why I'm opting for Sandro Tonali. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section if you watch this analysis to the end. Subscribe.